Welcome to another episode of No Cold War Perspectives. I'm Biljana Vankovska, member of No Cold War Collective, and it is my great pleasure and privilege to welcome our new guest who is coming from Tehran. He is an Iranian activist and political analyst, political scientist with such a long and rich biography that it is hard to put everything in a short period of time. Hamid Shahrabi is someone who has been politically active since his early age as a student, exiled student in United States, fighting against repression in his own country, against the Shah regime. But up to date, he has never stopped working on peace, justice, anti-war movements. Currently, he is co-founder and research director of House of Latin America. In other terms, in a multipolar world, he's building bridges. He's trying to connect the world, to bring the world together in peace and harmony. Unfortunately, as much as we would like to talk about no Cold War, today we are talking about no hot war against Iran. We are all aware of what's going on in Washington, especially after the new talks between President Trump and Netanyahu. And we know all very much about the situation in which Iran is misrepresented in the Western mainstream media. And it is a country that suffered a lot under sanctions of various kinds and lives under the clouds of war in a situation which is neither war nor peace. We would like now to hear from Hamid how he sees the situation, how he would like to address the world, because our main goal is preventing hot wars along with cold wars. Hamid, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for accepting our invitation. And now over to you.
Thank you very much for inviting me. My warm greetings to your audience, whoever listens to this tape. And without any further introduction, I'll try to briefly answer your question on how do I see the things in regard to the threats against Iran. Let me be very clear. The threat is serious. It's quite serious. It's not just, some rhetoric. And it's a threat that is not endangering only the infrastructure and the houses of Iran and the economic facilities of Iran, but more importantly, the life of thousands of innocent Iranian people. And let's note that who is making those threats is coming from the mouth of a government, head of a government, that has used atomic bombs. This is on the record in Hiroshima, in Japan. Then later, we have witnessed all these wars in Vietnam. Then again, later on in Iraq, in Libya, in Afghanistan, in Syria. So they're really masters of engineering wars, and they're quite equipped with that. They're the strongest army. They have the strongest army in the whole world. So this is a serious threat from a man who is claiming to own Canada, Greenland. He wishes to kick out the people of Palestine from their homeland and all that. And what it is, we may ask some questions here. That why is it that Iran is being threatened? What is it? Why Iran? These are the facts. In late 1970s, we had a revolution that overthrew a puppet regime tied with the United States imperialism, in fact, installed by the United States imperialism in our country. And since then, since the early days of our revolution, we have been constantly under the aggression of the United States through different means, through organizing terrorist acts, through actually supporting Iraq in the war against Iran, through trying to have a coup d'etat in Iran, military aggression in Iran, later on, hardest sanctions in Iran, and now direct military threats, outright military threats against Iran. And the reason behind that, the reason for all these threats is very simple. Iran challenges the hegemony of imperialism, and they cannot tolerate this. They wish to own the natural resources of all these countries around the world, including the West Asia. So facing a country that is challenging their hegemony is not easy for them. They have to deal with that, and these are the reasons behind these threats. And another reason, another factor is that Iran, since the triumph of Iranian Islamic Revolution, has been the source of inspiration for resistance movement in this region. The threats against Iran by the United States government is part of a broader drive for war and exerting the hegemony of the United States, especially in our region. We have been witnessing the cooperation of the United States government with the Zionist state of Israel in killing tens of thousands of innocent people in Gaza, this ugly, disgusting genocide. So the threats against Iran is part of this whole thing of the United States of imperialism, not tolerating the independence, the national sovereignty of the free nations. And this is very important to note that Iran is being under the threat of aggressions because of its strong stance, again, I emphasize, in defense of Palestine. In fact, if Iran could not, was in a position to not defend the Palestine and the resistance movement, maybe we wouldn't have been facing all these threats. So the threats are quite serious. It's coming from the side of a dangerous interventionist government of the United States. And in such a situation, the Iranian people, and I, as an Iranian citizen, we strongly urge the public opinion of the world to come to our side, to hear the facts, to listen to what we have to say. We have to take note of the fact that in the whole history of Iran, Iran has not been in a nation initiating war against any other nation. And what is happening right now, despite the image, the false image that they make from Iran, that's a dangerous country, is threatening the peace. All Iranian people are peace lovers, and like every other person in the world, they hate being in a position that a war could be imposed on them. So what is very important and crucial is the mobilization of the public opinion in any forms, seminars, educations, like right now, the interview that you have, to bring the truth out for the people to know that all Iranian people want is to live in peace with every other nation in the whole world. And let me, before I forget, let's put it this way. I mentioned that the threat is very serious, but we have to take note that although it is serious, it's not that easy to be done. United States is facing a very, very strong nation with the people who are ready to defend their country. Iran has great military capacities, nothing to compare with the military capacities of the United States, but still Iran in a position to fight back. And here we are living in a different world. We are living in the multipolar world. We have China, we have Russia, we have countries in the Latin America who will not keep quiet looking at Iran being under military attack. And there are other questions also involved, like we have governments in the region that they are quite fragile. If a war breaks down, nobody knows what's going to happen to these fragile countries. So then again, to prevent the interview goes beyond what is supposed to be, and to observe the time limit, I finish my comments by urging again from every person listening to this tape to come to our side, to say hands off Iran, and to organize solidarity movements, solidarity actions in support of the Iranian people. And I thank you again for this interview.
Thank you, Hamid. We are very sorry to limit you on this short period of time for a very dramatic and comprehensive and complex story. But we thank you a lot, because we plan to keep an eye on Iran and developments there. So maybe we continue in another occasion to follow up the developments, because the peace-loving people in the world have to get together and show solidarity. We have enough horrors in Gaza, in Palestine, so we don't need more wars. Thank you once again, and we wish you all the best, not only personally, but to your country as well. Goodbye, and thank you.
Thank you, and my pleasure.